So I was tagged by Masked Man Reviews just before I got sick. And I told him once I was feeling better, I was going to jump on the video. And quite frankly, I was tagged by a couple of people. I believe the Bowtie Fragrance guy, Darian, tagged me. I think Original Dog Man, and maybe a few other people that tagged me. I have to catch up on those. So if you see this video and you have tagged me in a video while I was sick or just before I got sick, please message me either in Messenger, on Facebook, or leave a comment and let me know what video it was and what channel this is that you're messaging me from, and I'll get back to you. But the video I was tagged in is I love my Cheapies. And I haven't done a Cheapie video, I don't believe, in quite some time. But here it is. So when we come back, I have 10 Cheapies and 4 honorable mentions. Stay tuned. And I'm glad to see you all chose to stick around. So with that being said, let's get the formalities out of the way. First off, thank you all for all the love and support over these past few years, about 3, maybe 4 years now. I've been doing this. I've hit a little bit of a rough patch because I said in one of my more recent videos that I haven't had the passion like I used to. I was talking to Trey Sense about it. I have not had the passion that I used to have for doing these videos. Like, it's almost like the fun, the life force have been sucked out of doing these type videos. But I'm slowly starting to get back into the groove of things and starting to love my Cheapies again. Just smelling fragrances. I walk past my dresser or my shelves and I just grab something, smell it, and it's kind of bringing me back a little bit. But I think more or less the camaraderie between other reviewers is what I'm actually missing. It just seems like there's a divide, an invisible divide, and it's just a lot of shady things going on behind the scenes. People are talking behind each other's backs, and it's just weird. I don't get it, but I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things. But anyway, with that being said, thank you all for the love and support over these past few years. I appreciate it greatly, through the ups, through the downs, through all the garbage that's been going on, all the trolling, and so on and so forth. And we just keep on pushing. And like I said in my last video, we are approaching vastly that 5K mark. So I'm not going to sit on here and beg people to subscribe. If you choose to subscribe to the channel, then hey, I appreciate it greatly. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. If you are not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, ring the bell icon for notifications, like the videos, thumbs up, share the videos, and definitely be active in the comment section. Now let's get to the list before this video gets long and drawn out. I love my Cheapies, and I started my channel on Cheapies, and little do a lot of people know, a lot of your top tier reviewers started out at the bottom doing Cheapie videos. And for a lot of people to get to a point where they see a Cheapie and they kind of like are repulsed by it, Cheapies are pretty much what got a lot of us into the game. So I love my Cheapies is a great tag, and I'm more than willing to do it. And let's hop to it. So my honorable mention, or mentions, this one I didn't know anything about. I kept seeing this when I first started doing reviews, and the channel and the person that got me into this fragrance is Mo from the channel Scent Nation. He talked about this fragrance, and still to this day he thinks it's a very underrated fragrance, and I think so also. From the house of Zegna, this is Zegna Uomo. And what do you get when you smell this fragrance? And yes, it's a cheapie. It's a super cheapie. You can find these for like $9, $10 for a bottle like this. $15, $20 for the big size bottle, 100 ml, in which I have one of those also. I do have backups of this. I love it a lot. Decent atomizer. Fresh, fruity, perfect for spring, summertime. What more can I say? Zegno Uomo. Next up on the list is one that doesn't get a lot of mention. I understand why the performance is not the best on this, but I kept hearing people mention it when I first came into the fragrance game, and I jumped on it, and I absolutely love the scent profile. I do wish it lasts longer. From Carolina Herrera, Chic for Men. What do you get when you smell this? Decent atomizer. Oh, that smells so good. I need to give this some more wearings. As y'all can see, I did put a little bit of a dent in this when I was wearing it. I did kind of get away from it. I think there's a fruity vibe to this, like watermelon or something like that. It's very fresh. I love it. Inexpensive fragrance. It is a cheapie. Kind of reminds me of the what's the name of that other company? I'm having mind blank right now. But anyway, that's my next honorable mention. The next honorable mention is one that if you do not have in your collection right now, you need to get it. It is discontinued, and I'm not big on discontinued fragrances. I don't all the time be talking about something's discontinued or something is about to be, like, I don't really care. But if you don't have this one, get it in your collection before it is completely gone. From the house of Mont Blanc, Starwalker. And this one has a nice bamboo note in it. It's fresh, clean. Especially when it's fresh out the shower, you spray this on. Oh my goodness. Can't go wrong. Mont Blanc Starwalker. My last honorable mention, and this actually could have fell into the list, but I chose not to go with this one. I chose to go with something different. And as you all know, I don't like to do the same type videos as everybody else, to put the same old fragrances in over and over and over. I like to give you something different, a little bit of a variety, if I may. This one is from the house of Ferrari, and this is Noble Fig, and this is one of my favorite fragrances, fig fragrances. And this is one of my favorites from this particular line. I have others, or I have had two other ones, I think Bright Neroli and Radiant Bergamot, and those were okay. I got rid of those, and this is the only one I kept. And I recently found Ferrari, I think it was Uomo, and I haven't tested. I'm still coughing up a little bit of cold, but Ferrari Uomo is one I picked up recently from Burlington, and once I give that a test run and see how that performs, I'll get back with you all on that one. But Ferrari's Noble Fig. Now let's get to the list. Coming in at the number 10 spot, a fragrance that I saw maybe 2 years ago at Bell's, which is across the street from where I stay. It was around Christmas time, and it was actually in a gift set, and it was a bigger bottle than this one, and I think I got rid of that one, and somebody gifted me this one, I believe. But from the house of Dunhill, this is Dunhill Fresh, and you want to talk about a very nice, out of the shower, fresh, slightly powdery. Oh, that smells so good. This is a great smelling fragrance. This is not one that you could wear this on a date, but I don't think it's quite sexy enough. This is perfect for like fresh out of the shower, almost a dumb reach type scent. Perfect spring, summer. I wouldn't really recommend wearing something like this in the fall and winter if it's extremely cold, because this probably would not perform well. But this one gives me decent performance, and I can't complain. So from the house of Dunhill, Dunhill Fresh. Next up on the list is another cheapie, and these fragrances, most of these are a little bit on the, I don't want to say high end, but if you think about fragrances like this, you would think they would run you about $15-$20. Some of these fragrances run you about $25, $30, $35, depending on where you get them from. But this one was gifted to me by another subscriber / reviewer, and I can't remember his name right now. I haven't heard from him in a while, and I don't even think he's doing videos, but he reached out to me, said he wanted to send me this because he asked me about it, and it's from the house of Hugo. This is Hugo Boss Iced. And I'm not a huge fan of a lot of Hugo fragrances, but this one kind of took me by surprise. When I first sprayed it, I was like, it's okay. I wore this one day just to test it out and do a review on it. And I went to my girlfriend's house, and you can check out the video I did on this. And it says the same exact thing. So I wore this to her house to go pick up my son. As I was sitting in her house, I guess she was getting whiffs of it, and she didn't say anything. She waited until after I left, and then she messaged me as soon as I got to my mother's house. I was getting out the truck and I was walking around to get my son, and she texted me and she was like, whatever you were wearing is still lingering in my house. And I've been going from her house maybe 5-6 minutes maybe. And she said she liked this a lot. So if I still have that message in my phone, I'll probably do a video just showing you all some of the messages that she sent me about some of the fragrances that I've been wearing lately. But from the house of Hugo Boss, this is Hugo Iced. And this is a great citrus smelling fragrance. Clean. Oh, it's bright. I love it. At the number 8 spot, a fragrance that I wish a lot more people would have gotten their nose on before it was reformulated, because I've heard the newer variations of this particular fragrance are trash. From the house of Zara, this is 9.0, and I'm glad I got this fragrance when I did. And yes, these are cheapie. Zara fragrances are really inexpensive. You usually can get 2 bottles, 200 ml bottles, if you catch some kind of special they're having, for like $20 something for 2 100 ml bottles. I think at one particular point in time they had 9.0 and I believe 8.0 you could have got in a package deal, but I didn't want that one. I wanted this one. And this one has been compared to fragrances like Valentino Uomo or Dior Homme, and they didn't lie. Oh, that smells so good. If you're looking for an alternative, I wouldn't recommend buying it now, but if you can get the batch that I have, the first earlier batches in this type bottle, because the bottles that they have now are different than this. It's the same style bottle. It's just, I don't think it's the same frosted color and all that. I think it's more of a clear bottle now, but I'm not totally sure. But I just heard from another reviewer that the Zara fragrances now are just weak in performance, and they're pretty much just recreations of the same fragrance, just they just put it in different bottles. So 9.0 at number 8 spot. Number 7, this fragrance actually made me get rid of the original fragrance I had of this one, and I really wasn't too fond of the original, but when I got my nose on this one, I instantly got rid of the OG, and this fragrance is it stole my heart. Another one from the house of Dunhill, and you're gonna see maybe Dunhill one other time. No, I've already done one. So this one is Dunhill London Extreme Red, and you have to make sure it's the one with the black. And I kind of like that on the inside because it kind of reminds you of how Dior does theirs, if you can see it. But this fragrance is super sexy to me. I love it. A little it's fruity, it's seductive, it outperforms the original in my personal opinion, and I'm glad I have it. So from the house of Dunhill, this is Dunhill Red Extreme. At the number 6 spot, a fragrance that was hyped to the high heavens when I first came into the fragrance game. I actually fell for the hype, and the hype, to me, personally speaking now, I'm not speaking for everybody else, personally speaking, the hype on this one was real. I was just getting into tobacco type fragrances, and this one is more on my level as far as like sweet, wet tobacco. I used to have a hard time with the dry, kind of earthy tobacco, but this one, the performance may not be the best, but I love it. From the house of Calvin Klein, this is CK Shock for him. I love this juice. Yeah, that smells good, man. It smells so good. If you like wet tobacco, this is right up your alley. And I don't know what. The bottle is kind of tacky. It's the same bottle as all the rest of them. I'm just saying, like the green shock thing. Whatever. But the scent inside is gorgeous. I love it. And if you have not gotten your nose on this one, please do so. You can find it at your local TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Bells, Burlington, Burke's, wherever you can find cheapies. Get your nose on it. It's pretty inexpensive. You may or may not like it, but you know, at the price you can find this for, you're not really losing out. At the number 5 spot, I like so far every last fragrance that I've picked up from this house, from this icon line. And this is from the house of Banana Republic. And I have what? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 fragrances from this icon line so far. But the one I like the most is Vintage Green. It'll be kind of hard to see. There it is. Number 78, Vintage Green. And this is exactly what it says. A green fragrance. Is very fresh, invigorating. Perfect for the spring and summer, but I lean more towards maybe springtime with this one. Summertime, something like this would work perfect if you stick it in the refrigerator, not the freezer, the refrigerator, and give yourself a couple of sprays of it while it's super hot outside. Man, this is so enticing. I love this fragrance. So number 78, Vintage Green from Banana Republic's icon line. At the number 4 spot, I've talked about this fragrance a couple of times. You can go back and see the videos I've done on this one. I love this fragrance. I'm glad I picked it up. This is one I got from Burlington, and it was super inexpensive. It was in the clearance section, and I just decided one day, since I didn't see anything on the regular shelves, I said, let me give this a try. This was only like, what, I think between $7 to maybe $10. And I grabbed the first bottle. It's the same size bottle. What is this, 100 ml? Yeah, 100 ml. And lo and behold, it's a nice bottle for one, from the Art of Shaving Green Lavender. It's a heavy, thick glass, magnetic cap. And the scent is amazing. I wore this one night. I got out the shower. My girlfriend came over with our son. And as soon as I opened the door, she was like, man, it smells good in here. And this is what I was wearing. I had just sprayed it. A young man at Advanced Auto, I was taking my battery from my truck in to get it checked out. And I walked up to the counter and the guy was like, man, what are you wearing? And I told him what it was, where I got it from. And he said something about his dad wears expensive fragrances, but none of them smell good as this. And I gave him the bottle. I just gave it to him because I already knew I could find another one of these at Burlington. So I went back to Burlington. I think it was that same weekend, and got another bottle, which is this one. And this is green, very clean, fresh, does have lavender, so it is kind of relaxing. And I love this fragrance. I don't know what the price is. You can find this for on the regular shelf, but if you find this in the clearance section, I guarantee it'll be between $7 to maybe $10, $12, which is a steal, especially with a magnetic cap. You saw the atomizer is crazy on this. So, and the attention to detail, if you can see that it says A/S for Art of Shaving. So, green lavender by the Art of Shaving. In the number 3 spot, if y'all didn't know, besides me loving sweet fragrances, I love fig. I already talked about Ferrari's Noble Fig. This was a surprise to me because I kept seeing this fragrance over and over and over. And one day I think I was in Marshall's in Jacksonville, Florida. And I kept seeing this box in store after store after store. And my last stop was at this particular Marshall's, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. Now, this was around, I want to say about $25 to $30. And I was kind of surprised when I got this because I wasn't expecting what I got when I sprayed it. Now, the bottle is kind of awkward, but this is Marc Jacobs for Men. And the cap doesn't really click into place. It's like a snug fit, but don't ever hold the bottle by the cap. I don't recommend it for any bottle because you never know what could happen. Atomizer is not bad. And a heavenly, I'm on the fence when it comes to this one and the Ferrari fragrance, because this one to me smells a little bit more natural than the Ferrari one. I love this juice. This smells so, it's almost masculine, but it's sexy at the same time. It smells more realistic. If you love fig, then definitely give this one a try. Marc Jacobs for Men. Coming into the home stretch, I have 2. Surprise, surprise, this one is going to be in the number 2 spot. I did not like this fragrance when I first got it. This was really before all of the hype. I bought a bottle. I didn't care for it. I got rid of it. And then I think the person that kept actually talking about this one more and more, it was 2 people. It was Justin Copeland from Stay Fresh Productions and Darian, the bow tie fragrance guy, are the 2 that kept talking about this the most. And it made me go out and get another bottle. And I got this little teeny tiny guy because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it again. But Sean John's 3 a.m. And I actually ended up getting a bigger bottle, a 100 ml bottle, as a backup because oddly enough, I ended up liking this one. I came around. I think this has like a gin accord. Oh, that atomizer, legendary. Look at that. What more can I say about this fragrance? I think this has like a boozy accord, like gin or gin and tonic or something like that. It's fresh. I love it. I actually love it. And I may wear it tomorrow. Who knows? But at the number 2 spot, Sean John 3 a.m. Now, this may come as a surprise for some people because I know a lot of people would have threw a bunch of other fragrances in this list, but this is my list, and this is top dog, if you ask me. If you're looking for a decent alternative to Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, in my personal opinion, I found this one by mistake. Somebody talked about it once before, and I wanted to try it. And when I smelled it, I was like, this smells almost identical to something else I have. And oddly enough, it reminds me of this. Now, it's not an identical clone, but it does have similarities. From the house of Mandarina Duck. Mandarina Duck Black. And for a short spell, I hyped this fragrance to the high heavens. I recommended it to a lot of people. You don't see many people mention it now. this is a great smelling fragrance for the price, man. You can get this for like, at the time I bought it, maybe 20, 21, 22 bucks, something like that. I don't know what it's costing now, but damn good alternative. I haven't even used that much juice out of this. It's probably about right here, but I need to get back into using it. It's very fresh. The same vibe you get from Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is the same vibe you're going to get from this one. Obviously, the quality is not going to be as high, but I have gotten plenty of compliments when I first started wearing this one, and I think I was at the hospital still when I was wearing this, so plenty of compliments when I got this one. So look into the house of Mandarina Duck Black, Mandarina Duck, and find Mandarina Duck Black. So at the #1 spot. So I hope you all enjoyed this list. I know some of these fragrances people are going to turn their nose up at, because I do it sometimes. And when I watch videos like this, I'm like, yeah, I don't like this one, I don't like that one. But, you know, this is just my personal preference. I love these fragrances. I love Cheapies. I still love Cheapies, and I know a lot of people thought that when I started buying all these Xerjoffs and Creeds that I was trying to get away from it. And yeah, I don't buy as many Cheapies as I used to. There's really not a lot that I see in these rack stores that I'm really interested in. And it's kind of hard to get some of these online and not get cheated. I don't order a lot of Cheapies and stuff like that from these websites because I don't think the price versus the milliliters that you're going to get is worth it. So if you're using a site like Scentbird or, you know, any of those other subscription websites, make sure you get niche. Don't get designer. It's not worth the price. So with that being said, y'all, I am out of here. I hope you all enjoyed this list. I hope everyone's staying safe. And here is to smelling great. Peace, guys.